It is amazing.
And could you describe for surely the millions of people that are going to be watching this award-winning video, could you describe for them just a typical day in the life of a Patches child, like from waking up, because they wake up at their home, correct?
Yes.
And then describe, so dad or mom or their caretaker wakes them up, and then what happens? Tell
Okay.
them,
Well,
how do
first of all, we're open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday
Okay.
through Friday. Okay. What would happen is at 6 o'clock in the morning, we have EMTs here at Patches. They get on the Medicaid vans and they ride to the child's house.
Are those EMTs Patches employees?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
These children are sick, and Patches provides the EMTs because this is something Patches, we're in charge of our kids.
Right.
We want to know what's going on.
Of course.
Patches goes beyond the call of duty and everything they do. They are
So-
outstanding in their care.
So Patches EMTs go to the home of the child.
They get on the Medicaid van, they ride to the home. They assess the child at the home. Then if the child is okay for transport, they find out from mom what's been going on, they assess the child, they put the child on the van. Then they drive back with the driver of the van after they've picked up other children and come back to the center. The child is then handed over to the nurse with any instructions that they have received, and the nurse then assesses the child to make sure that the ride went well.
Okay.
Then after she does all the assessments, then the child has their breakfast, okay? And after that, then they go into we have 2 child life specialists here. They go into their classroom, such as, they're like preschool teachers.
Right.
They do their preschool activities,
And
their fun
you
time.
glossed over something though that I think, and maybe glossed over the
About
correct term.
breakfast.
Right, because you introduced me to a lady I think you call Mama Sheena.
Mama Sheena.
Right, Mama Sheena, okay. And just so you know, that a lot of the kids that come to Patches have special dietary needs, and there's a lady whose name is Mama Sheena, and everybody here has a nickname, which is wonderful. But Mama Sheena, I saw her preparing some of the foods, and imagine having a restaurant with 75 people and a bunch of them have special dietary needs. So could you touch a little bit on that?
Let me back up. Okay, so the child now arrives at Patches.
Right.
And after they have had their medical assessments done by their nurse, they come to our little area where they have breakfast. And Mama Sheena now, I have to tell you this, we are required by law to feed the children breakfast and lunch. We're required by law to do so. We are not allowed to cook for them, but we're required to feed them.
Mm-hmm.
We are not reimbursed to feed them, but required to feed them.
Okay, so
This costs us $2,500 a month. How does,
So
how
that's
do
like
we?
an unfunded mandate. You have to
Yes.
feed them, but you're not reimbursed for it.
Absolutely. Okay, so how do we make that end meet? Again, by fundraising, by people falling in love with us like you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so Mama Sheena knows every single child. She knows their needs. She knows what they're allowed to have, how much they're allowed to have, what it needs to be pureed. She knows what they're allergic to. She knows exactly everything. She prepares the food in the size amounts they're allowed to
Yeah.
have, fixes it, and the children eat. And then they go on with their activities for the day. And around 11 o'clock,